What is so interesting about this temple from 1000 or 2000 BC was when they excavated, they found all these sculptural heads of different emperors below. And what the Romans would do, very practical, is they had one body, and when a new emperor was crowned, they would just replace the head with a new head. What a great idea.
Going to go inside the cathedral because, we are going to see so many cathedrals, and this is not so different from Lisbon in the inside. You have also the Baroque and the Romanesque combination, but this is a very important building in terms of history because it is the first Christian temple to be built in a place that was still for a longer time occupied by the Moors.
This is the main street of Evora. €145.
Well, you see the traditional hand-painted ceramics. These are traditional from the south, in the Alentejo area. They paint the daily life with the countryside. You see them. The copper pins, they are...
There's a little jewelry store one.
Cheesecakes, their specialty here. So
Eu venho já pagar. This is the
so much for
traditional
breakfast.
cheesecake.
I love cheesecake too. That is so cute. Chocolate sardines. St. Francis Church has just been completely cleaned, which is why it looks brand new. The top part is from the 1300s, and the loggia in front is from the 1600s. Most of the chapels are from the 17th and 18th century. I don't think there's anything that was from the 13th.
Francis Church or Franciscan Church of Evora is one of the first Franciscan churches in the country. When the order, the Franciscans, came from Italy to our country, they built this church in Evora. This is the early Gothic style, 1300s, and they use a technique that is unique to Alentejo. You can only see this kind of decoration here and also in the cathedral inside. So you have just all over, you have the granite. And then between the stones of granite, you have the painting with calc. So it makes like white stripes. It is a decorative effect that they make using the natural mortar that you have to put between the stones and buttresses. So if you have a Gothic church with a high nave like this and no flying buttresses, where is the weight being distributed? It's being distributed on this side nave that is so narrow that you almost don't see it as a side nave, only just as side chapels. And they distribute the weight over there. So we can say the flying buttresses are integrated in the structure of the building. Cables to hold it together, but like these corners on the right, on the left, you see a bit of cement.
This is the most important chapel done by the Third Order of St. Francis. The Jesuits, who have taken a vow of poverty. But the reason this church is so ornate is the palace next door did not have its own royal chapel. So each king just kept building on it. And all the tiles tell the life of St. Francis. Thin layers of oak, and then thin layers of gold on top of it. That is all carved wood. That is referred to as the lifters. And that was the royal palace. Evora's main square is the Church of St. Francis, home to the macabre Bone Chapel. The Chapel of the Bones, which has an eerie message. We bones in here wait for yours to join us. Inside, thousands of skeletons and skulls have been artfully arranged along the chapel walls, ceilings, and columns, put there by 3 Franciscan monks in the early 16th century who wanted wealthy residents of Evora to reflect on the transience of material things and the inevitability of death. I should say so. The chapel was built with the bones from the graves of the town. The father and son were naturally mummified by the dry heat here, and they've dated these bones to the 1400s. I'd like to ask you to look back on when Steve and I worked on an archaeological dig in Thailand, the origins of Angkor Wat, or the origins of Angkor, and we dug up many, many bones, which was fascinating. And that's that sentence, we the bones here are waiting for yours. Well, not mine, since I'm going to be cremated. Vasco da Gama, he lived here, and he returned after he discovered the seaway to India, and came to tell his king, ooh, wait until you hear about what I found. Spices.